everyone, I'm Sue. This is the famous Ricardo.
And this is That's Amore, Mambo Italiano edition.
What's the first thing we're going to do?
Well, soup that I grew up on and a lot of Italians grew up on, stracciatella soup, also known as egg drop soup, also known as wedding soup. If you've been to an Italian wedding, this is the soup you probably started with.
And we go to a lot of Italian weddings. 19 courses.
That's right. And the first course is usually
Stracciatella.
Stracciatella. So basically it's just a chicken stock. What Susan's going to do is she's going to do a few things here today. She's going to crack an egg into this bowl for us.
Let's get this on record.
Goodness.
That's right, I eat eggs.
Okay, honey, you're going to put a little bit of, this is Parmesan cheese.
And how much do I put in there?
Oh, I don't know, about 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
A little bit more.
Right there?
Atta girl.
All right.
Some salt and pepper, which is right in front of you.
A little pepper.
You're going to stir that up a little bit.
I really like whisking. I gotta say, it's almost like a therapy. It's like great, aggressive, getting it all out
I want
therapy.
you to cut up that lemon.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Cut up a lemon. Now take the our little friend here and just squeeze a little bit of lemon in there, into there.
Huh? Like this?
Yeah, sure.
Like that?
You bet. There you go. That's it. That's good.
Oh, this is fun.
That's good. That's fine. That's enough lemon
enough?
juice.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We're going to have a lemony stracciatella soup
right.
today. Have a towel here.
What else do I do?
A little bit of parsley, hun. Right there in front of you.
And I'll do it like a real chef.
Look at that. So you have your little mixture here. You're going to pour that into your soup. Go ahead, Sue.
And for what I understand, it's really important when you're pouring it in to just be really very gentle in mixing it in. You're not whisking it like I went to town earlier. So just very gently.
These are pastini noodles. You can only find these noodles in an Italian grocer. We have to taste it and make sure.
A little too lemony, maybe?
Needs just a little bit of salt. I always like going easy on salt. You can always add.
And you could just do this for a dinner or a lunch even, which is great because I find that this soup, when we have it at our house, is fantastic. It reheated at lunchtime. Our kids love it. It's great if you have a cold. I mean, you know the old saying of chicken soup in the colds? This is it. This is a fabulous soup for that.
Just finish it with a little bit of parsley, Parmesan cheese, and now I'm going to let my wife try some.
So like I said, pastini noodles with this egg drop soup. It is, now that's amore.
So now we're going to make spaghetti puttanesca.
One of my favorites, if not my all-time favorite pasta.
Almost everyone knows a variation of this pasta. I'm going to use some key puttanesca ingredients, but once again, I have my own variation of this. Needless to say, it's extremely popular at the restaurant. This pasta has just wonderful, flavorful, things happen in your mouth with this pasta. Okay, so we're going to start ourselves off with a little bit of oil, some mushrooms, shallots.
Let me throw something in.
Put all this in here. This is a mixture of 3 very Mediterranean things: roast garlic, capers, and Kalamata olives.
Do I put the whole thing?
You bet. Pancetta is an Italian bacon, a little saltier than your regular bacon.
It's the reason I stopped being a vegetarian, just so you know. Pancetta, fantastic.
This is where you might want to hit this pan with some wine. So we're gonna...
What's the wine do? Besides give you a facial. What does it do?
Well, you saute your product, it gives it more flavor.
Right.
Prevents it from burning.
Oh, okay. Good, I didn't know that. I thought it was just for drinking while you were cooking.
This is a spicy dish, so we do put chili peppers in there. So once you have this beautiful concoction...
Can you guys smell this? Beautiful.
Just a touch of marinara. I use it just 2 tablespoons, because it's not about the marinara sauce.
It's really kind of based on an aglio olio, which is oil and garlic. That's basically the sauce in this pasta.
We're going to add our pasta now. Susan, just put it into the hot water.
Got it. So what Ricardo did for the show today is he's had some pasta pre-cooked. We're just going to heat it up, but you could also do that when you're having dinner parties. I think all too often we are scrambling around trying to cook pasta while our company's there. Don't do it. Do yourself a favor. Cook the pasta earlier and then reheat it in the water to an al dente, add it to whatever sauce you're doing. This is the best tip I've learned from not cooking while being married to a chef.
Look at that. 30
Wow.
seconds and we have cooked noodles. Now this is where you want to use the very best oil that you have in your kitchen.
Where'd you get this oil?
I got this oil from the olive oil merchant locally here in Kelowna. This pasta is just about done. We're just going to have that on simmer. Right at the very end, we add some fresh tomatoes.
Beautiful. So when you're done, you're going to take a little bit of this fresh, is it a Reggiano?
Yes.
That's marvelous. All right, we got dessert, probably one of everybody's favorites courses in a meal. And this one is fantastic. What are we having?
Panettone bread pudding. Okay. Now most of you are going to go, what? What did he say?
What's that?
Just like the first two, stracciatella and puttanesca, now we have another thing difficult to pronounce. It's panettone. You see these guys in those Italian markets. They're usually hanging from the ceiling.
In boxes, usually.
In boxes or in bags, and they're hanging from the ceiling. You'll see them around Christmas time and Easter time. So they're not available year round, but when you do buy them, they do have a long, long shelf life. This is a regular raisin panettone, and we're gonna cut it up into little cubes. I'm gonna put it into a cooking dish, and Sue's gonna make a custard, a simple custard that she's gonna whip up. We're gonna pour it into the cubed panettone, and
We're going to do all this without fighting.
I'm gonna bake it into an oven.
We've already cracked 7 eggs. I'm going to crack the 8th egg in there. I'm going to put a cup of milk, sugar. We got 2 cups of cream going in.
Now, obviously, the ingredients, you're saying to yourself, my goodness, that's a lot of sugar, that's a lot of cream. Well, this recipe is going to yield quite a bit.
How many?
It's about 15 or 16, so you should try and cut it in half, or try and save this for when you're having a large company over to your house, maybe at Easter or at Christmas time, where you do have to feed 15 or 16. I'm just cubing this panettone. So here we have our pan and our panettone. We're just going to pour it all over the panettone.
And I know we serve this at the restaurant, and everyone who's, there are people who've never even heard of this, and we say, look, you got to try this. You're going to love this. People are amazed. They've never heard of this. They love it. It becomes one of their favorite desserts.
Just make that all soaked like that into an oven, 350 for approximately an hour.
Yep.
You will tell it's just like a cake. When the center can jiggle just a little bit, it's pretty much ready to come out, and then you can let it rest and it'll finish cooking. Panettone is one of those things where you either love it or hate it, and I was not a big fan of panettone.
Really? Even
No.
what we just made right now?
Well, no, now this is a variation of it. Just eating panettone bread on its own, for me, I find it kind of boring. But adding the custard to it and baking it and making it into a pudding,
Yeah.
well then now that's something that I'm definitely interested in eating. I made an amaretto glaze. I used amaretto, cream, milk, and sugar, and that is panettone bread pudding. As simple as it gets. So what we had here tonight, we had a stracciatella soup. Nice simple wedding soup. We had spaghetti puttanesca, that lovely dish made hundreds of years ago, famous by the hardworking women. And we have panettone bread pudding.
To find out more, visit Ricardo's in Lake Country or at ricardos.ca. See you next time on That's Amore.